So I have a quick, pretty easy exercise that you can do in your area that will help you master your craft at navigating through the wilderness. So I got my first point here, and we're gonna get this quick course set up, and we're gonna walk through it, and it'll make sense. Come on, dogs are loving it out here. All you need for this exercise, some kind of way to mark something. I'm using flagging tape. You can pick this up at any big box store. You're gonna need a GPS device. In my case, I'm using a phone and a combination of two apps. The first one is USNG ME. It's an Apple only. If you have an Android phone, you could find a UTM app. I don't think there's one that's NGRS only. And then the second one I'm using is Mill GPS. This is what I actually use to set up all of the LandNav course here at the Stoked Academy. The last thing that you're going to need is a compass, and then to know what your declination is for your area. If you go to NOAA's website, you can click it in and you can find it easy peasy. So what I did here, you want to, as much as you can, you want to try to make things as easy on yourself as possible. So the easiest way to do that is if you can find a corner of a grid square, right? That is not what I did. I just came out to a line, and I am sitting here at this marker at 631005620. Right, that's where this marker is right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move 100 meters, but I'm going to stop every 10 or 15 paces, and I'm going to set up another marker on a tree. Okay, and I'm going to do that all the way until I hit an exactly 100 meters. How do you know? Well, in this case, 631005620, I'm gonna need to move up to 631005630, right? Just moving up 100 meters. And then I'm gonna do the exact same thing in a box. So then my next one will be 632005630, easy box. Every 10 or 15 paces or so, I'm gonna take some flagging tape, I'm gonna mark a tree. And then that way, as you get going using your compass, you have something that's on your line of sight, on your line of travel. You can make it harder. Like my actual pace count is only one every 100 meters. It actually ends up being a miniature land navigation course, right? You're moving out 100 meters, right face 100 meters, right face 100 meters, right face 100 meters back to the starting point. So you have this miniature land navigation course to help build some confidence before we go out into the actual course. But if you have somebody who's a little bit more inexperienced, maybe they're juniors, maybe they're scared, then having some markers set out on your line of travel is going to be good to go. Now, even though we moved basically due north, right? We moved grid north. You need to know what your declination is for your area. Let's see if we can't just pull this up. I don't know if I'm going to get anything in service or not. I'm just Googling NOAA declination calendar, right? I'm going to try this first link. I think that's the one that I'm going to want. And it looks like it is. Boom, just like that. Allow to use your location. We're going to hit OK. My declination is -5 degrees. So instead of 0 or 360, I need to move at 5 degrees. Now this particular compass is a Silva. It's a base plate compass, and we'll actually go ahead and get this preset to 5 degrees. Most of your compasses should have a tool like this, and you just get it in here, and then we're going to swing it over to read 5. Now what happens is when I use my compass that is now preset for my declination, and I hold it at 0, I put red in the shed at 360, I'm actually going to be moving at 5 degrees. So I never have to account for declination when I have it preset for the area that you're in. You don't have to do any left add, right subtract. You just put in your azimuth and you can hit it and go. So now what we're going to do is we have our compass that's preset. And if you don't have one, if you're using a command gun, you just account for your declination, right? Now I have this I got my 0 good to go. Now I can start to step it out. So right now I don't care about my pace count, right? I don't care. I mean, I do care about what direction I'm traveling, but only so far as it matters in regards to one thing, and that's moving due north. Move over just a little bit. Okay, so this is good. And here we are. And so the kind of cool thing about mill GPS is your ability to, it's basically like a dagger. So come in, and I'm going to save this location. I'm going to overlays. We're going to create new overlay. Now we have that perfectly set. Then we go get the other one set up. Now we're going to do the same thing, except rather than moving north, we're going to move east. Oh, I like this tree right here. And there's our location, right? So now I'm going to rinse and repeat those two legs, working back to the starting point. Endpoints are all good. And so what we have is the ability to come out here and do some reconnaissance, right? We're proving our assumptions to be true. We're proving our pace count to be true. Now, this is not a pace count on flat ground. This is actually out here in the environment where we're operating. And now I have 4 pace counts that I can average out. So I have all the uphills, all the downhills, and the clothes that I'm wearing right now. And this daylight that we have. The clothes that you're wearing, unless you're moving over an incredibly long distance, is not going to be that huge of a difference, but the light will. Moving in a contested environment will. So what I would submit to you is to come out and run this at night with no illumination. Like right now, I can see all the points, right? It's all nice straight line points from flag marker to flag marker. Makes it easy. But if you're moving out here at night, it's going to be a whole lot different. If you're trying to be a little bit more methodical, it's going to be a whole lot more different, especially if you don't have these markers. And there you go, team. I'm going to finish this up and spend some more time out here with the pups. But I hope this gets you the ability to be able to take something to your area that you can set up on your own with confidence, only needing a few things, right? Some sort of GPS, a compass, some kind of flagging tape or markers, and then knowing what your declination is. Now over a course of 100 meters, here 5 degrees is not going to make that big of a difference if I don't account for it. But depending on where you're at, You know, if you're up in the Pacific Northwest, you got close to 20 degrees. If you move 1,000 meters, you're going to be close to 300 meters off, right? It's just absolutely insane. But you can run these forwards, backwards, daytime, nighttime, with gear, no gear. Easy enough to set up to be able to run youth or kids. Again, people who have no experience, because you have markers that are set every 10 or 15 paces. You can't get lost. And the more that you run it, the more that you're going to have a trail set up. But this is repeatable, so you could set this up in a park in your area. You could go set it up in a national forest a couple counties away. You could go set it up in another national forest where it's all nice and maybe it's a little bit flatter. You can set it up in the desert, right? You can set it up anywhere that you're at. And then that way you have your logbook, you have all your working assumptions about what you know your pace count to be. So why is that important? Why is it important to know what your pace count is and to be able to trust it? Because honestly, if I need to move up to this ridge line to set up a repeater, I don't need pace count, because the ridge, the top of the ridge, is where I'm going. Once I make it up and I can see all the way to the north side of the state and I can see about me, I know that I've gone far enough. That's using terrain association. But there's going to be times when you need to use dead reckoning. If I'm moving at night and maybe it is again, maybe I plotted a route to get up there at night. I can't simply do it in one bound from here to there, because depending on the illumination, I'm not going to be able to see very far at all, right? So I need to be able to plan a route that is going to break it up between here and there. And not necessarily so that I know when I get to the ridge. Again, once you get to the ridge and you start walking down, well, you know you've made it far enough. That said, there are spurs that come down off of that ridge, right? They're working down in this direction. So what's to keep you from finding a false ridge? I need to get to that ridge. It's a mile away. How can I get there? I need to be able to plot a route and be able to determine how far I'm traveling. And one of the most sure ways of doing that is by using a pace count. By knowing every 85, 90 steps that I take out here during the daytime is going to take me 100 meters. So that's why I need to come out here and I need to do it at night. So I can plan a route with, for a mile, I'll probably set up 4 or 5 checkpoints that I can work to. That way I'm only moving only a few hundred meters at a time in a straight line. But then I'll know when I get up there. And there are some other ways of being able to use terrain association in with dead reckoning. But again, that's an example. Now maybe I'm setting up a cache and I haven't set a specific distance off of a road or off of a trail. Maybe that specific distance is 200 meters. Maybe it's 400 meters because I want to be beyond not only line of sight, but I also want to be beyond earshot of other folks. And so I set it out to 400 meters. Well, I need to be able to know beyond a shadow of a doubt how to get there without using the aid of a GPS device. And I need to be able to make it repeatable so that I can do it daytime, nighttime, and that I can even give simple and easy to use instructions for somebody else to get there as well. Well, again, using a pace count is where that's going to come in. This is fine tuning your navigation skills. So team, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts and your comments down below as we all continue to master our craft and develop our tactical virtue. Make sure you leave some comments down below and we will keep this conversation rolling. As always, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked. Team, if you want to master your craft and develop your tactical virtue, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so that you can stay up to date on future content. Consider becoming a channel member. It's going to give you exclusive access to content not available to anybody else. I appreciate you guys. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked.
We know you're out there! Come to my voice!